In order to scare her timid best friend, the woman shook the staircase at 600 meters, an act of madness that immediately loosened the screws that were already in disrepair, but the two of them did not realize that death was already staring at them. They made it to the top without any danger. Anna came here despite the danger in order to fulfill the wish of her late boyfriend who died in an accident and asked her to scatter his ashes in the clouds. At this moment, Anna took out the ashes and said her heartfelt thoughts and then gently scattered them into the sky before leaving, not forgetting to take a selfie and send it to her friends. However, when they wanted to go down, Death did not want to let them go due to the shaking of the screws finally could not withstand the pressure. Luckily, the climbing rope is strong enough to hang Anna in the 600 meters high altitude constantly swaying. Her best friend was also scared at this moment and immediately pulled on the rope to pull Anna up, so one pulls upward and the other climbs upward. One pulls and one climbs upward, and soon she's up there, but there was no escalator and no rope, so staying up there was like waiting for death. Two people took out the phone to call for help, but unexpectedly there is no signal here as too remote location of the two people a little collapse. At this point, my girlfriend looked at her friend's circle. There is a signal at the bottom or middle of the tower, so she first edited the text message for help, then tied the phone with the rope and then carefully lowered the rope to the end of the phone. Still did not send the sound of success. At this point, the bold girlfriend of the bold idea to see her flip down the tower top climb up the only half of the remaining escalator as far as possible to let the phone down. Seeing that she could not hold out, she had to climb up to regain strength, but at first glance the message was still not sent successfully. In desperation, her best friend saw through the binoculars that there was someone at the bottom of the tower and they immediately became excited and shouted at the bottom of the tower. But how could they be heard at such a distance? Anna took off her shoe and threw it down, but the man was on the phone and didn't notice the flying shoe. Anna did not give up and threw her other shoe out, but luckily this time it hit the escalator, and the man finally turned back to her. The two men on the tower were surprised and thought they were finally saved, but the man picked up the shoe and looked around to make sure no one was there, then casually threw the shoe to the side and left without looking back. They had no choice but to put their hopes on their cell phones, so the girlfriends quickly took off their shoes and put them into their cell phones, then took off their socks and stuffed them in, so the shoes that held their lives together plummeted towards the ground. And then there was a long wait, but after a long time, no help came. At this point, her best friend spotted the caravan in the distance. Anna was about to fire a flare gun to call for help, but her best friend said that it was daytime and even if she sent out a signal, it would be difficult to be seen. So the two of them planned to wait until nighttime. Soon the night came. Anna could not wait to send out a flare-strong light instantly lit up the night sky, which also successfully attracted the attention of the men. The two men at the bottom of the tower saw the two miserable people on the tower through binoculars, and then the men drove their car in the direction of Anna and the two men. However, to their surprise, the other party went straight to the car of the two men, only to see a man pry open the window of the car and then drove away openly, although they cursed. But what is the use of it? So the last hope is completely destroyed. Two people helplessly leaned against the radio station.